Oh, my Lanta, the sun is in my eyeballs. It's okay, it's fine. Hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good night, good midnight, good whatever, good witching hour, whatever time it is. Hi, it's me, it's Nicole. Welcome to Talk4Ten. You know the rules. Oh my god, a giant! That's the fattest squirrel I've seen in a very long time. You go, bro. Go, bud, go. Squirrels are so weird. Anyway, that's not what I came here to talk about. If you're watching a video, I'm currently sitting directly in the sunlight. It's probably like 6:50 in the morning or something. I don't know. It's before work, and these are the best times. In my car, before work, after work, on my lunches, whatever. Whenever I have stuff to talk about. All right, so let's see. What I've talked about. Oh, I wanted to talk about I'm going camping with my two work wives. Hello, if you're listening. The Jesses. Anyway, I wanted to talk about my camping trip because it was really cool and really fun. And yeah, we went to, I believe it was Sherborne Lake, which is so funny because I asked them probably 6 different times where we were going camping, and they told us, like the royal us, like I'm multiple. They told me, oh, here, let's do this. There we go. They told me every time, like they said Sherborne Lake, and I still kept forgetting, and I kept telling people like Sharbot Lake, which is a totally different lake entirely. But yeah, I don't know why I just couldn't like get the name in my head. It doesn't matter. But it's Sherborne Lake in Halliburton Highlands, and it was beautiful. We did a little paddle. We stayed on an island. The paddle was not very long, like maybe like half an hour, 45 minutes. It was an easy paddle. And the campsite's beautiful. I will say that I was a little nervous about the access road because it's a sketchy one, that's for sure. It's like partially maintained, but not really. You could tell they tried because there are culverts throughout the roads to try and like divert the water. However, the water still goes over the road, and then it washes away the dirt on top of it, and then people drive over the culverts and crush them, and then it leaves like sharp metal, weird crushed things in the road. And I mean, I gotta say, I don't really like driving over those because I feel like my tires are just gonna get slashed by the ground. But it's fine. So anyway, yeah, pretty steep hills, lots of rocks, lots of potholes, lots of washouts. We had to drive through like a giant puddle that I was a little scared about. And I have like a Kia hybrid, and so I haven't really put her through the ringer yet. You know, I've had her for only like just over a year, and we haven't done any back roads or like any questionable driving. So I was very curious what this 2-wheel hybrid vehicle was going to do, especially because it's not a plug-in, and it's one of the ones where I don't get to choose whether it's using electricity or gas. It just kind of does its own thing. I can put it in sport mode, but that's more for highways. So anyway, I was just interested to be like, am I going to get stuck somewhere? Am I going to be able to even get up the hill? Like, we had a backup plan if I couldn't make it in, that we would just go in with my my one friend's car, and then she'd come back and get me and blah, blah, blah. But I was determined. I'm very stubborn, and I was like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm not worried about this car. Like, I think that a lot of people would be maybe more worried than I was, because technically this is a new car, and if I had like fucked it up on this access road, that would have sucked. But I feel like since the worst thing I can imagine has already happened to me in my life, everything else is just whatever. It's just a car. Like, if it gets fucked up, it's fine. I'm not going to purposely drive it into a wall, but like, if I go do something fun and the car, something happens, it's fine. I'll figure it out. It's whatever. But anyway, got through the access road. Car was fine. We drove through puddles, steep hills, rocks, potholes. Like, I did scrape the bottom of my car a little bit on a rock, but I mean, that's what the bottom plates are for. So it was fine. And yeah, it was great. And then we spent 2 nights camping. The weather was perfect. It was like a September kind of weather, so it was probably 20s during the day, and then it didn't get too cold at night, which was nice, like 12 to 15ish. So like perfect. And honestly, I don't like really hot camping nights. Like, if I'm camping, I want to have a campfire. I want to wear my sweater. I want to have hot chocolate, you know? It's like, you gotta have the experience. But anyway, it was perfect weather. It was great. All three of us had hammocks, and we set them up and basically had hammock naps. Got high, looked at mushrooms, went for swims, played with the dogs, hung out. It was great. It was a grand time. Very refreshing, very fulfilling. I love camping. I love being outside. And it was just grand. And then on the way back, speaking of this access road that we took in, now it hadn't rained, so like a bunch of the puddles were different. One puddle was bigger somehow. I'm not really sure how, but not the point. I did get my little Kia car stuck in the mud, which is not really little. She's an SUV, but I still call her a little Kia. I got stuck in the mud, and it's not really the car's fault, because I was going around like to the edge of the road to avoid one of these crazy smashed culverts. And I guess like it hadn't rained, but I think the water had just soaked into the ground more, like the runoff and everything. And so I diverted, and it was the exact same path that I took on the way in to avoid this culvert. But yeah, for whatever reason, a couple days later, the dirt on the side of the road was no longer dirt. It was straight like mud, like clay mud almost. And my wheel went entirely into the mud. And so this is the first time I've ever been stuck in the mud, which was very interesting. So the side of my car still covered in dry mud right now. But we had a couple ways to try to get out. So, you know, I tried like going back and forth. And again, because it was on my front tires, that meant that I was down to one-wheel drive essentially. My two friends, they like opened the side door over here, and they like kind of jumped up and down on the side of the car to try to use like the weight of them jumping to lift the stuck tire out so that maybe I could get past. Didn't work, but that's okay, because I remembered that a friend of mine told me there is a little panel in the front and the back of the cars that if you open up this little panel, there's a spot you can screw in this massive like black eyelet bolt thing that was in the back of my car. And so we screwed this giant eyelet thing into the front of my car and then tied it to the hitch of my friend's car, and my friend pulled me out of the mud with her SUV. It was great. So yeah, we got out, and then we had a little lady celebration. We were like, we did it, oh my god. So that was really cool. Yeah, I felt you know what, I'm glad that happened, because it was just kind of a nice, I don't know, feeling of accomplishment, you know? And I think all in all, this car did a great job. And I think the worst thing is maybe I like loosened a bolt on my heat plate. So every once in a while I'll hear a little like, but nothing bad's happened. My license plate is bent, but I think that's from driving through a puddle, like so deep that the water just pushed the license plate up. But again, that's fine. So yeah, you know what? Don't ever convince yourself that you can't still do fun back road stuff, even with a 2-wheel Kia hybrid, because she did a great job. My car's name is Olive De Niro. But I will say that during the access road, I was using her government name, so I was calling her Olivia. We'd be going up a steep hill, and I'm like, go, Olivia, go! Yes, anyway, great car, great camping trip, great people. If you're listening, I love you guys. It was great. We should go for longer next time, because 2 nights is great, but you only get 1 full day of camping, and I like to be immersed. You know, at least 2 full days of camping is good, because I don't know, sometimes you don't want to go for an adventure, so sometimes you just want to hang out at camp, and having 2 full days lets you have like a hangout at camp day but also a go on an adventure day kind of thing. I don't know. Also, I just, you know, like being out in the middle of nowhere away from my responsibilities and not doing things. But yeah, love camping. It's great. It was my last camping trip of the season, I think. I already have some ideas for next year, so it's going to be awesome. And I have a little bit of extra vacation next year, so I could take it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. I managed to get the canoe off the car and bolted or like locked down behind my shed, and I still have to take my roof rack off, so hopefully I remember to do that before it snows. But yeah, I just want to pop on here and be like, I went camping and my car survived the access road, which was great, and I had a great time. And yeah, That's it. My 10 minutes are up. I love you guys. Bye.